Hello, students. Today we are going to talk about product branding and packaging decision. Before we start, let's just watch this video. This is the trends of the most valuable brands from the 2010 to 2020. In the first top place now Coca-Cola, but now the Walmart become top, and then you can see how these here at the bottom, the trends keep changing. Now, since become the 2019, and now more the technical companies become top like Google. So we'll keep watching this, and then we will also talk about the importance of the brand and then how we can manage the brand successfully. So now after the 2010, since the internet technology development, Google become top. And then the Apple was the dark horse that just after it introduced the iPod, and then with the success of the iPhone, they just become the top brand of the top brands among all this list. And then just the kind of gap become bigger and bigger. And then now suddenly Samsung become also kind of the top second after they introducing the Galaxy series successfully. So this kind of 2013, this is also the era of the smartphone war. Now everyone start to using the smartphone, and then the technologies become more accessible from the wider range of the demographic customers. So this shows that how the brands, the most valuable brands can be changed from the market environment, and then also the consumers' behavior and then their lifestyle. So now the Amazon also entered after the technology advancement, become online shopping become more and more popular. So it also reflects that trends. And then Google also have their own software, and then people start to use the Google more and more. Like we have now, it's no more coin, but in the back in the days, the less Google it was a coin. Now we can even just say that you can just find in Amazon, just Amazon it. So now become the Amazon is another kind of big company that reflects the consumer's lifestyle and then their behavior. So now here the top 5 brand is all about just a technology company like Amazon, Google, Apple, Microsoft. So today we are more talk about this kind of the brand management as well. So as you can see here, brand management and product management is a critical cross-functional leadership role in the many companies. So chapter 11 will talk about the nature of the brand, and then critical importance of the branding, and then brand strategies will be discussed. First and then foremost is the product. For a marketer, you need to answer the questions. What is the product's value proposition? We just talked about in the STP chapter. And then who are the target customers? And then what are the benefits does the product provide? And then why are we better than the competitive set? And then what is our competitive advantage? So the product is the tangible goods, and the service is an idea, and this is the starting point of the marketing mix, which is 4P. There are 2 different types of the products: actual products and the augmented products. Marketers involved in this development, design, and the sales of the product, and then think of them in the interrelated fashion. At the center, the core customer value, which defines the basic problem-solving benefits that the customers are seeking. Then next is the actual product, followed by the associated services. Marketers convert the customer value into the actual product, and then associate services are referred to the augmented product, include the non-physical aspect of the product, such as product warranties, financing, product support, and then after-sales services. Now let's talk about the consumer products. Consumer products are the products and services used by the people for their personal use. Marketers further classify these products by the way they are used and also how they are purchased. First, let's start with the convenience product. Convenience products are those products or services for which the consumers is not willing to expend too much effort or evaluate before the purchase. For example, kind of fast food. You do not spend too much time to buy, for example, laundry detergent or the fast food. You do not spend too much time to buy those laundry detergent and then also which kind of the burgers you will eat as a fast food. You just wanna grab simple and then just like kind of economic one. Therefore, also it can be substituted very easily with the others. For example, if you decide to buy the Tide as a laundry detergent, but you find kind of much cheaper one with the promotion, then you're more likely to switch the promotional brands to the Tide that you just chose. The second one is the shopping goods. Shopping goods is the products or services for which consumers will spend a fair amount of time comparing the alternatives, so such as furniture, apparel, fragrances, appliances, or travel. So for the shopping goods, you have your own tastes. Compared to the convenience goods, it's less likely to switch or be substituted to the other brands because you have certain preference of the specific brands. So you just spend more time to compare those alternatives. And then the next one is the specialty goods. So specialty goods are the product and services that customers express the strong preference that they will spend considerable effort to search for the best suppliers. So for the luxury goods, it has the high price, so you are more willing to express your strong preferences. So, and definitely you will spend more time to search about the best products, which means that consumers have strong brand loyalty. The last one is on-site goods. This one, you rarely purchase it unless you recognize those desires and needs. For example, kind of car insurance, life insurance, or pre-planned funeral services. Probably most of you, not many of you have thought about you need the funeral plans. So, but you have that kind of certain events and then some motivation, then you start to think about you need a funeral plan. And also, let me share my personal episode as well. Kind of last month, I just crashed my car in the pillars in the parking lot. So before that, I never thought about that I need to go to the body shop. But now I need to repair my car. So I start to think about where is the body shop and then what is the best body shop. So there are some of the comparisons in the on-site goods like the shopping goods, but but the main difference is that whether you're aware of this needs and then the desire of this products. Also, the marketing efforts is pretty different depending on which types of consumer goods. For example, the convenience goods is pretty economic. So the marketing effort is more the mass promotion. So it does not have to differentiate very much, but have the very straightforward message to the massive group of the consumers. And then for the shopping goods, as I mentioned before, it expresses certain preferences of the customers. So for the promotion strategy, the companies try to express their brand identity. So the advertising or the personal selling is kind of typical marketing effort for the shopping goods. Next, specialty goods. Generally, it has high price, so people look for kind of unique brand identity, and then also they want to express their status. And then, so the marketing campaign is more the carefully targeted promotion. And also, even the distribution channel is much more exclusive. For example, if you consider to buy Porsche, not every city has a Porsche dealership. To have that car, you need to sometimes travel to the different city. So there are some other characteristics of the specialty goods. Next, on-site goods. Since this one, the main difference is people does not recognize needs and wants until they need it. So awareness is the most important and critical point for this types of goods. So very aggressive advertising and then personal selling is the marketing strategy for here. For example, kind of Geico or the Liberty Mutual, those kind of insurance, you might see very frequently that those kind of YouTube ads. So the company try to expose themselves as much as they can to increase their brand awareness. So when when the customers need it, then they can just think of their brand. Product items, lines, and mixes. Product item is a specific version of the product, like iPhone. However, rarely company does the selling the single product. Instead, they sell the variety of the product items, and they may be categorized into the product lines and then product mixes. So first, the product line is the kind of type of the products. So the curve of the closely related products item. For example, iPhone 14 and then iPhone 14 Pro. So they have the special lines of the product and then special groups of the product that share some of the similarities. So it's the type of the products that companies made and then the categories of the product. The next product mix. Product mix is the complete set of all the products and services that the company sells. For example, Apple has iPhone, iPad, Mac, Apple Watches, and the AirPods, those kind of complete set of the products considered as the product mix. Now let's talk about product mix and product line decisions. The product mix reflects the breadth and the depth of the company's product lines. So the product mix reflects the breadth and the depth of the company's product lines. First, breadth. Breadth is the number of product lines in the product mix. In other words, how many different types of the products the company sells. So now we're talking about the product depth that is looking at selling more the same products. So the number of products within a product line. So how many product variations for each product line that store is carrying. So the breadth is the different types of products. The reason that company increased the product line breadth is to capture market opportunity. Now you have a new products for the new markets, let's say the mask because of the pandemic, then you diversify your product portfolio. Why does companies decrease the new breadth? Now let's go with the mask example again. Now the pandemic is over, so with the vaccine and the COVID cure, not many people wear the mask compared to the past. So the company decided to eliminate the unprofitable product line. So you might sometimes heard of the refocus the business effort like that. So in this example, the companies decide to eliminate masks and then focus on the hand soap and the detergent. Other thing you might see is companies just want to eliminate the old products, kind of non-smartphone. Everyone uses smartphone these days, so it's not worthy to carry non-smartphone products. Now let's talk about why companies increase the product line depth. The first reason is, of course, companies can increase sales opportunities. So if the customer like product in the product lines and then have the variations, they are more likely to buy another product in the same product lines. For example, if you like the special case strawberry flavors, you're more likely to also try the blueberry flavors as well. So that's why they just provide more variations. Another reason is that sometimes with the competitions demanded, now more and more people just want to have a healthy cereals. So that's why they just provide some healthy categorized cereal with the different flavors. And then even if the companies can find some of the new product niche, for example, now the gaming market become bigger. So if the Logitech sells the gaming mouse, it is targeting very certain group of the customers, but it is very niche profitable market. And also the special case cereal case, more and more people start to find gluten-free cereal. So it targeted very certain markets, but also it can be profitable and then also find the new opportunities because the competition is very high. So the companies should continuously look for the new opportunities that they can extend themselves. But why companies decrease the product line steps? Companies might get rid of the unprofitable individual products. Now let's talk about brands. So let me ask you this question. When you see this billboard ad, which brand do you come up in your mind? How about this? Or this? Or with this photo, which company come up with your mind? And let me give you another hint. Or what about with this jingle? Or with this slogan? And with this figure? I think all of you might already notice this is about the McDonald's. So with this strong brand identity of the McDonald's with the red and yellow color and this golden arch, made you even associate, although the file binders are not related with the hamburgers or the French fries, but make you associate with, this looks like burger or this looks like the French fries. Actually, this is the print tab of the McDelivery targeted for the business people or just people who work in the office. And these both campaigns were the very popular and the famous marketing campaign cases of the McDonald's. And then they are doing very good job to maintain their brand equity to the consumers. So when the consumers think about the fast food or the hamburgers, then they just try to make the efforts that consumers can come up with. The first brand is the McDonald's for that product category. So I recommend you to watch this two videos, and it actually is pretty fun. And also they just try to create the marketing campaign with the very timely issues. So I recommend you to watch this too. So what makes brand? So this McDonald's case, we already learned about the slogans, characters, jingles, and also brand names and the logos and the symbols. So with this color, even we do not play the jingle, with this phrase, we can already recognize the McDonald's jingle. And even with this, the yellow and the red color in the crosswalk make you associate with the French fries. So, and then there's a McDonald's, and then they just try to make people associate the McDonald's with the happiness. So they just keep maintain those brand awareness and equity. So brands live in the hearts and the minds of the consumers. So I recommend you to watch this video to understand what is a brand more deeply. So why brand is important? So for the buyer side, it facilitates purchases. So brands are often easily recognized by consumers because brands signify a certain level of the quality, and also it contains the familiar attributes. So they help the customers make a quick decision, especially about the purchases. Also, over the time, if the consumers learn the trust of the certain brands, they wouldn't consider the switching brands easily. So those strong brands are protected from the competitors from the other firms and then price competition. Lululemon has a very superior quality image that helps to protect it from the competitions, and then even it enables to command a relatively high price. Even the customers doesn't mind they increase the price because they just perceive this brand has a high quality. And also Crocs have very unique brand identity. With this video, you can learn that how become the Crocs is successful. And when the Crocs first introduced, people consider that it's very ugly shoes, but now it is considered as very cute and the unique shoes, and then even the comfortable. We learn about the market environment. Customer these days look for more comfy lifestyles, and it fits with the consumer's needs. So I recommend you to watch this video case as well. And also for the seller side, it helped to increase and enhance their brand equity, which is increase the brand awareness and then also the perceived value, such as the Apple with the simplicity and then McDonald's with the golden arch. But what about the seller side? It's easy to help develop the family branding for the companies. If the Lululemon perceived as a high-quality product, although they start with the yoga apparel, they introduce the shoes they perceive this shoes might also have the high quality. So it helps the companies for the branding to introduce the new product easily. And also it helps with the enhance the brand equity, such as increase the brand awareness and then also the perceived value. Individual brand versus family brands. Individual brands is about the product have their individual identities, such as Powerade, Coca-Cola, Sprite, Fanta. Although all these beverages produced by the Coca-Cola, it has a all different name. So company use the individual brands when their products are greatly in use of or the different performance. Family brand is that use the corporate name used across the brand and the product lines. So in the Coca-Cola product lines, there are many different types of cola, like original and zero Coke, Diet Coke. That is examples of the family brand. In emerging brand-centered business model, let's talk about the different types of brands. Traditional brands are made by the manufacturer, then the manufacturer sell them a variety of the retailers. That's kind of the traditional model. There used to be the who made the things for the consumers. And then there were just people who sold the goods to the consumers. If you're a Ralph Lauren, then you made a bunch of them and then sold to the Macy's or the JCPenney. And then they sold a lot of the different department stores with the high and lower end. So in that scenario, these products have a little higher cost. The manufacturers can be very focused on the product area, and then they work with the manufacturer and then become the functional experts and then because the people managing those process only work on one product, then they sell them in the multiple outlets. But recently, we have seen the amount of the growth about the retail brands, store brands, also so-called as the private label brands within 15 years. So let's talk about the ketchup case. So here, the left one is the Heinz ketchup, which is the national brand, and then the next one is the Walmart Great Values, the private label brands. So where the retailer create the products. Now, they don't manufacture it because they don't own the manufacturer facilities, but they contact the manufacturer and then someone else. And then somebody else just manage it. Basically, just Walmart write the specification and then determine what the quality needs are the particular products, and then go that and then made it and then sell it in their retail stores. So if you're the store brand, then you normally get more margin because you go out and then contract the manufacturer and then you buy it directly from someone who make it for you without any promotional cost. So you handle all the costs to promote this brand. So they are not promoting this brand, and then they are creating the massive, huge value of the brand equity. If it's a private label product, you have a traffic coming to your store, and then you leverage this traffic, and then you offer this people at the point of the sale, but people are making those decisions. So when you go to the store, the left side, there is a $4 organic Heinz ketchup, and then $1.5 of the great value Walmart's organic tomato ketchup. The decision is up to you. But when you just go to look at the cartons, then what if that all ingredients the same? You may more confidence in the Heinz, but also you may want some economic of the great value. So there are more and more retail brands out there. Traders will also have all of the popularity of the private brands, and then they do tests of those limited assortment of the private label. Another type of the brand paradigm we have seen is the emerging brand-centered paradigm, like Apple or Nike. They are very, very known for the certain things and then have strong brand equity. Apple is known for the simplicity, good design, great user interface. That's kind of what they are about. And then Nike is known for the great athletic performance. So really, we learn about Nike's mission. They really care about best performance. So it's really about the companies that creating and maintaining those fabulous brand identities. And then Nike is known for their great athletic performance. So they also collaborate with the best players in the field, and then they have their own product lines, kind of Jordan with the Michael Jordan. They collaborate with the Tiger Woods in golf, and LeBron James with the basketball, and then soccer with the running. As we see in the previous class about the Nike's mission, they really care about the best performance. So this is all about the creating and the maintaining the fabulous brand's equity, but they don't manufacture anything. They have process in their organization, and then to make it happen, they just write the specification and then create the innovation. But they don't actually operationalize and then make it go to find the suppliers across the globe, and then they can make it. And then they just make the approved product for the customers. So they just outsource them, and then it really kicks them into the scenario that they're looking for the other opportunities. Where can they grow in their business, and then what other areas that they can be in. And then also they work with the contract manufacturers, so don't mind that the manufacturing themselves. So we see the changes in the branding, and then we see more and more the private label, and then we're seeing the shrinking the consumer's national brands. And then we are seeing the large growing of the brand-centered paradigm. And these are also the explain about the new trends about branding. I recommend you to watch this video. Now we just talk about the brand ownership. First is the manufacturer brands. So it's kind of nationwide brands that we all know. And then there's increasing popularity of the private label, such as Walmart has great value, Costco have the Kirkland, and then Trader Joe's, they have a lot of assortment about the private label products. So how can Trader Joe's operate their stores with all the assortments of their private label products? So this explains about the secrets. I highly recommend you to watch this video. Now let's talk about brand and then line extension. The necessary condition of this extension is brand equity. Brand equity provides the successful brands with the leverage to increase their price and also expand outside their original chosen marketplace. So why companies do the brand extension? Because it opens door to millions of the new users. So companies have the limited growth by the market that they serve now, so they try to find the new audience and ultimately extend brands that they can attract the large audience. The more markets they play, the more potential audience grows. The second one is that brand extension can solidify your brand image and then turn into your industry leader. Apple is a solid example of the brand extension. Apple was known for the software company that's selling computers. They have very niche audience for decades before they introduced the iPod and iPhone. But after these product launch, they become the icon of the generation. And then they introduce the new different product categories related to the technologies. Then they just have the very successful brand extensions. And then successful brand extension can lead to new product lines, and it can attract the new customers from the original brands. So it solves a greater range of the needs. And then definitely then company can increase the market share. So these are the examples about the brand extension. Again, the brand extension is to add new product in lines. So they introduce the new product categories. In the Starbucks case, they are known for the high quality of coffee, but with the caffeinated, they do the brand extensions with the energy drink. And even they introduce some of the ice creams. And then here the Ferrari case, although it's a very different product categories between the car and then the theme parks, but they maintains and then leverages all those Ferrari brand associations with the speed, excitement, luxury, and then also engineering excellence. So those tactics of the opening both parks with the famous roller coaster correctly builds the Ferrari brand. And then line extension is add new products in lines. So add new products in the product categories. For example, here with the Colgate case, Colgate have the product lines of the toothpaste, and then they introduce the new product. In the Hellmann's case, they have the mayonnaise product lines, product category, and then they introduce the new product mayonnaise with the olive oil. but there's the risk of the brand and then line extensions. Brand extension isn't something that will fix the existing problems within a brand or the fix weak brand management to begin with. So only the solid brand reputation will help the successful brand extension strategy. So the first risk can be the brand dilution that occurs when the brand loses focus, that is offering the reason that it was created in the first place, and then who it was created for. Sometimes the extended category is too far from the original category, then it's just simply people consider that it's not relevant. And also it can lose the reputation. So the Colgate is the famous example. So Colgate is known for the dental care products. But in the 1980s, they introduced the beef lasagna. And the people doesn't associate with this dental care products producing this ready-to-made food. So it was a very famous kind of failing case of the brand extension. The second reason, as I just explained with this case, you can lose the reputation and then even damage of the relationships with your existing customers. Next, product modification. You need to be very careful to change your products. If people love your brand and they love your products, and then if they have been utilizing for 40 or 50 years, you need to be very careful. But in some categories, it makes a lot of sense that the products have the modification. Apple has come out with the new phones every 18 months or so. Why? Because consumers will buy new phones, and then there are certain people in tech industry who are the innovators, early adopters, they gotta go out there and then just have those new phones every time. So sometimes we feel like that part of the planned obsolescence. One of the challenges in the technical areas is you need to decide how long am I going to support that phone from the software perspective and the accessory perspective. And then when do I phase the old one, and then just come up with the new one. So with the new products, some of the tech area, we also see the loss of the product modification. And then usually there are the enhancements. So usually there are the things that should increase our satisfaction, that interface technology capabilities improve. And then it usually is just an upgrade. So a question that you got to ask, am I going to eliminate other product from the product line? Another one good example of the product modification is Kraft mac and cheese. Obviously the #1 seller in that product category. You know, this yellow mac and cheese start with the artificial dyes, and then those modifications start with these concerns about this artificial dyes. So they modified this product with the natural ingredients, turmeric and the paprika. But they put them in the product and didn't say anything to anybody. Why? Because they didn't want the people all of a sudden say, oh my god, the turmeric tastes terrible, and then if you ever have the spoonful of the turmeric, that is not good. Or the people can say, oh, I hate the paprika taste in my mac and cheese. I don't want that in my mac and cheese. So to avoid backlash, they said nothing. And then they went out to fill, and it still looked the same color, orange, and then that doesn't extend in any danger, and then everyone's happy. So when you make the product modification to your product, you need to understand how the customers want to be handled. Because the equity some of the Apple iPhone has, or those Kraft mac and cheese, then they are certainly not something that you want to mess around. And then another famous example is the new Coke back in the days. I share with the 2 YouTube videos. This is very famous marketing campaign case. The first YouTube video is the short one, and then if you are interested in, you can also watch the longer version, which is the second link. Next, co-branding. Co-branding is placed 2 or more brands' name on the products and it's packaged together. The benefits of the co-branding is it enhances the prestige of the value of the product and increase the market presence in the markets with a little or no market share. So here I share some of the famous recent cases of the co-branding. I recommend you to read these case examples. Now packaging. Every product is going to package. One of the things that package is important about is they are contain the product and then protect the product. It also needs to promote the product's branding right up front and then centered. It should be well known. The package should be just an actual representation of the product. It should facilitate something that helps us use the product better. So it should also facilitate storage. So I share some examples that with recent awarded packaging designs. I recommend you to read these cases. In these days, the growing concerns about the environment sustainability, packages also play a role how we can maintain the sustainability, and the shared case it can be the one of the examples. Sometimes also package shows your brand identity. With this minimalism design of the Samsung's new packages, it shows that they're high quality of the product and then also represent as some kind of luxury product. So please read these cases. Last one is the product warranties. Warranties can be used as a marketing tool. When Hyundai first came to the America's market, which is South Korean car brand, they came out with 100,000 miles, which is way bigger than any other company's warranty. This was actually a big thing because at that time they do not have the brand awareness, but with this warranty shows that basically they said they believe their product's quality so much. So it made that some US customers try to buy the new car who never considered the new car, because with this 3 times longer warranties compared to the other companies. So for some of them, the warranty can be a big idea. Zappos is an online shoe store, also that is totally owned by Amazon today. They also always have the a-year money-back guarantee, free shipping in both ways. So this way the people feel good about the making buy, and it overcomes the kind of friction level. Like kind of some people think that I hate to buy shoes online. What if they don't fit? But with this 1-year warranty with the free shipping, address some of the problem of the uncertainty of the not trying shoes. And also Patagonia, they have the lifetime warranty. With this, they show the confidence about their quality level of their product. So you can use warranties that we expect them as the consumers, we expect the products to perform. And you can utilize the warranties as a perhaps sometimes with a competitive advantage over the other companies in the category. And that's it for the chapter 11. Thank you.